All right, so I'm here with Auguste Rame. August is a developer, active member of the community in the Zig programming language community. He's also a developer here at SourceGraph, and we actually got in touch with him originally because August, you made some community contributions to SourceGraph, and they were solid contributions. And you later came to us and expressed interest in joining the team, and we were more than happy to have you. So I guess thanks for joining the team, and thanks for helping us make the product better, and excited to have you here today.
Thank you so much. Hi, I'm August, as Leon introduced me. So, yeah, ZLS is what I wrote. It's the Zig language server in the community. And what it does is pretty much a way to understand Zig code better in your editor.
Yeah.
And today, hopefully, we're going to learn more about it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So what we've built at SourceGraph is this AI coding assistant, which we think makes a substantial leap forward in the state of the art of AI developer tools. So going beyond the use case of just kind of like inline autocompletion to being able to ask questions about your broader code base. But it's still, rough around the edges. We're still learning a lot every day. And so we're going to kind of take this adventure into one of August's projects and see where the AI does well and where it falls down. And we have the human author and creator of the project right here as kind of ground truth. So please keep Cody honest.
Yeah, I'll try to.
Awesome. So August, you're telling us about ZLS. ZLS, as I understand it, is well, actually, why don't we just ask Cody? Hey Cody, what is ZLS? Give me, how about a 2-sentence summary? All right, ZLS is the Zig language server. It implements the language server protocol for Zig and provides features like autocompletion, go-to-definition, and semantic highlighting for Zig code. How would you rate that response?
100% accurate. Yeah, I mean, that's what it does, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All completely correct.
All right, 1 for 1. Good job, Cody. For those of you who don't know, I'll ask Cody, what is a language server protocol? Because that's a useful piece of contextual information.
It's a hard question. It's a curveball right there for Cody.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's a protocol for building language-specific smart development tools. Yep. So it's kind of a protocol for defining these editor extensions that provide functionality like autocomplete, go-to-definition, and find all references.
That's entirely correct. Nice,
Yeah, that's
nice
spot
stuff,
on.
Cody. I mean,
all right, cool. Let's see. Another question I might want to ask is, hey, how should I use ZLS as a developer? Maybe we should put something in there about editors too. What's your editor of choice, August?
I'm a VS Code user, yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. How long have you been using VS Code for?
Forever. Yeah, I should probably switch up a little bit, try some new stuff, but
yeah, TJ and Thorsten haven't gotten you onto the NeoVim train yet.
They've tried. I've resisted though.
Well, you should really just learn Emacs. That's where all the cool people.
I heard rumors that you're an Emacs user. Is that correct?
The rumors are true. I think I've been pretty forthright about that as well. I don't know if it's rumor levels. All right. Okay. So let's see what it does. It read through some of the README. It's telling us to build from source. Interesting.
That is correct. But I wouldn't install that like that personally. But yeah, that is correct. I mean,
yeah, you could build it from source. Okay. How would I build it from source?
Good question.
I'm still a bit of a novice when it comes to Zig. I know it's like pretty easy to pick up, but I have never actually like built a project from scratch with it. Okay, so you clone the repository, and then you build with Zig. Okay, and is that
These
the right
are all
command?
correct. Yeah, that's entirely correct. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Okay.
What does this do?
So that'll just build. I mean, you can ask Cody by the way this question if you want. But that'll build the executable with safety checks on, but no debug information as far as I know. So, in theory, you can ask and find out.
Okay, cool. Let's see. Cool. Does that seem right? Any corrections?
Oh, leaves it in. I didn't actually. I just learned something then because that's incorrect. Yeah, nice. That's correct. I
Oh,
think
cool. It
that's
is
correct.
correct. Okay, cool. Sometimes it does lie. So, if there's something that looks off.
Yeah, it looks correct to me. I mean, as far as I know. Maybe it's gonna bust me here. I'm not sure, but I think it's correct. Yeah.
All right, cool. So if we're actually interested in like diving into this code base and understanding how all of it works, take a step back a little bit. I think one of the cool things about language servers is one, the functionality they provide is really useful. I think like go to definition, find references, autocomplete. That's kind of like, in my opinion, it's like bread and butter territory. If you don't have that in your editing environment, at least for me, I feel like half as productive at least, just because all the rabbit holes you have to go chasing down. But I think the tech behind the language server is really cool too, because you basically have to dive into the internals of the compiler, and you're basically ripping out these internal data structures that the compiler constructs when it's compiling code down to machine language. But those data structures also encode like all the semantic interestingness of the code. So every single like function call or dependency or import or variable name that has like a semantic meaning, which maps to something that's defined somewhere in code, and the language servers kind of make all those connections for you. And so diving into these things is always a bit of an adventure, because it really involves diving into the internals of the compiler, which I feel like a lot of devs, I mean, we all use compilers or interpreters these days, because we all write high-level programming languages, but actually understanding what's going on in the internals of these things is quite involved. And so it's always fun exploring projects. So without further ado, let's ask Cody, like what's a good file to read for a new for a dev who's unfamiliar with ZLS? Okay. Pretty conversational question. Wondering how it will do. And then we'll ask Cody, and then I'll ask you, August, what you
It
think.
said to read me, but I mean, okay.
Okay, all right. That's a comment.
It's not wrong. I mean,
Okay, we'll read the README. Gives an overview, and then it flags a source dot slash main dot zig file. Now, is that a real file?
that is a real file, indeed.
Okay,
Yeah.
is that where you would start, or would you start somewhere else?
I would personally start in server.zig. It's much more extensive.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
But no, these
What?
are correct. I mean,
Oh, it's interesting. This file.
yes,
Oh, okay. It's interesting that I read it, but it didn't. It still thought main.zig was a better place to start. Maybe because it was named main.
that's probably it. Yeah.
What is the difference between or maybe I can ask it. What is
Yeah.
the relationship between main.zig and server.zig? Okay, so main.zig is like the entry point for the executable. It's technically like the main function, but I'm guessing like the server is where all the action happens.
Exactly. Oh wow, that is a really good description right there from Cody. Actually, I'm impressed. That is. Yeah,
It'll
that's
set up
correct.
an event loop, and then server.zig aggregates all the parts needed to handle LSP.
There's no event loop in ZLS, but that is close enough. I mean,
Hmm.
everything else is correct except for the event loop part.
Yeah, interesting. I guess it's all server, and it's like, oh, there must be an event loop. All right, cool. Well, let's see. Let's pop over to server.zig. Let's see if I can get it to describe what's going on.
Okay, we're really upping the heat here on Cody. Okay.
Well, I think my goal is to go until it goes off the rails. We should push this to its boundaries.
That is very bold. Okay, I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right. Okay. Defines a server struct. I'm guessing that's
The whole file is a struct actually, so this is
Oh, the
correct.
whole file is a struct.
Yeah, that's the constant equals
Oh,
this thing. Yeah.
interesting. Okay.
If you scroll down a little bit, actually, you can see the fields right there defined. Those are indeed correct.
Yeah,
All the
that's
config
interesting.
stuff.
As a newcomer to Zig, I might actually want to get like a more detailed, like line by line description. So let me try asking it that. So instead of like at a high level, maybe just trying to get a flavor of like what specific snippets of code are doing, because I'm a Zig noob. Okay, so these are dependencies. That's
Yes.
interesting. So it looks like the syntax here is like these are just regular variables, but you can just use that add import keyword.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. Okay, so we got the dependencies there, and then you have all the features down here. So I'm gonna find where those are. Okay, signature help. Okay.
These are like all the LFT features, yeah.
Yep. And then there's fields rather than the service state. Okay, so you have the configuration. You have a memory allocator. That's interesting. An analyzer. I'm guessing the analyzer is like the main thing that actually like extracts the data structures and all that.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. So it's bringing all the dependencies together. I'm guessing well, this is a really long file.
It's like, I think for 2,000 lines of code, maybe it's smaller nowadays. Only a 2,000, okay. It's gotten smaller.
Okay. What would you call, so like, I guess if I was reading through this code, my first, like, what is the entry point? What is the entry point into server.zig? Like, what is actually invoked to kick off all the setup?
Oh,
Is that right? Create?
that is correct, yeah.
Okay. Oh, so it'd be this function, line
Yes.
1532.
Yeah, it's a badly placed indeed, yeah.
That's awesome.
I think another good question maybe would be like, where does it handle LFT messages in server.zig?
Where does it handle LSP messages?
Yes.
All
That'd
right,
be a good question to ask Cody, I think.
All right. Oh, 1 second. I just want to summarize what it's doing in this create function first.
Oh, yes, I can see.
Okay, so it creates the service structure. Oh, this is kind of like a static method.
Yeah, it's just a constructor pretty much, yeah. So the like equivalent to a constructor.
Yep. Okay, so we're creating the new instance. Okay, so we're just doing all the initialization. Okay, okay, so it's just simple. Okay, yeah, it makes sense. It's just yeah, it's like you said, it's just a constructor. What was the thing that you wanted to ask? Where
are LFT messages handled in server.zig, I think is a good question.
Handle message function?
Handle message, that's close enough. I think it's actually called process JSON mess. Oh, ooh, a little hallucination there, a little bit. We're all good though. It's process JSON RPC.
I did read at least part of the file. Maybe we didn't get the appropriate part of the file. Yeah, yep, there's no handle message in here.
The handlers are correct though, but yeah, no handle message. That's weird.
Open document handler?
Yes, that's the one.
Versus did open a text document handler.
A little bit different, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, so it looks like we have some. You know what we should do is we should make it clear like which parts of the file that are read here.
Good
I
call.
think that would be more like elucidating. One of the principles for Cody is like we want to make the what the AI editor assistant is doing as transparent as possible. So kind of like demystify some of the magic. I think that's really important because these things are fundamentally kind of like stochastic in nature, and so sometimes
they're very opaque. Yeah, it's good to see a little more about it.
Very opaque, and you always kind of want to fact check it. They kind of like give you the rough shape of the solution or something that's plausible, but I think we're not at the point where you can just trust its answers completely yet. Cool. All right. What other things can we ask Cody?
Maybe you can ask it about the document store. That's a pretty important part of ZLS.
Okay, what? Tell me about the ZLS document store. Okay. It's responsible for managing open text documents.
These are all correct. Yeah, this is good.
Cool. Stores the text content in the URI of open documents. Okay. Some is open document. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Now, is there anything particularly noteworthy or technically interesting about how the document store works?
Good question. I wonder what it'll say, actually.
So it invalidates the analysis cache when documents change. Does it do that?
It does do that, yeah.
Okay, cool. Applies document changes. Okay, got it. So this is basically this is playing middleman between ZLS and the file system, I guess, and it's handling events that need to happen in response to like file level changes.
Exactly, yeah, pretty much.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Are there any like features that you've been wanting to add to ZLS that you haven't got around to adding?
That's a good question, actually. I can't think of anything specific. Maybe you can ask Cody what Cody thinks is missing from ZLS.
Yeah. What additional features should we add to ZLS? This is the more like generative and creative part of AI. Just like hallucinate some feature ideas for me, and we'll see.
Okay, went a little far. Okay.
Refactoring support would be cool. Does ZLS do that currently?
So it does code formatting. That's the first thing. So
Okay.
sadly didn't talk about that. Refactoring is a good point. It does it, but it's kind of buggy. So I get why I would put that on the list.
Okay. Let's see.
It's a good question, actually.
Try to find it.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Some hallucination.
A little bit. There's a codeactions.zig, and there is a that's actually I think is also renamed.zig as well. You can check. It should be codeactions.zig, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Interesting.
This just generates different code actions for you, yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
You could just do rename if you go Control F rename, I think, or
rename.
Oh, sorry, I think it's unused variable. If you just do unused, that's a really popular refactor. Yeah. That'll just remove unused variables in your code.
Interesting. Do you have anything where it want to change a variable name?
Ooh, I think it actually isn't features rename. If you go back to the features folder, I'm not sure. Might be. No. Okay. Well, probably in references then, because we do references and we use references to do renames.
I just use the.
There, just rename handler. Ooh, symbols. Hey, symbol. That's what I did.
Boom. Yeah, you built this, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, coming in handy. Turns out you can't use AI alone. You also have to fact check it with the help of the code graph.
Definitely.
Okay, so let's see. This is the rename handler. So if I use this, okay, got it. So it's using the general references handler.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm guessing it would just, this is just helping it find all the references it needs to modify, like the points.
Yep,
okay.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. All right.
Maybe we can ask it for like an overview of how that works, perhaps.
Yeah. So let's see if it can get it. Okay, I'm gonna copy the name and I'm gonna close this file. I'm trying to make it extra hard. So explain what general reference handler does. Okay, so it claims it handles 3 types of language server protocol requests: rename requests, reference requests, and document highlight requests. Is that accurate?
That last one, I'm not too sure about, but the first two are absolutely correct.
Hey, 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3. It's close. It's close. It could do number 3. It's so close. It could do number 3. I'm not even sure, but the first two are absolutely correct. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, well, let's fact check it really quick. There's a
That's a different
document
function.
highlight handler, but is it something different? Or oh yeah, hey, there it is.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I just learned something from Cody. That's crazy.
That's awesome. All right, cool. So I was thinking like the most difficult thing we could do is go to the issue tracker and try to
Oh,
have
no.
Cody recommend some ways to solve issues. So okay, let's see. What's a reasonable issue? Like not trivial, but also not like okay, you need to like.
I don't think any of these are reasonable, frankly. It's hard. It's hard to pick a.
So these are all like pretty hard.
Okay. You know what? Number 1, 2, 4, 5 right there. That one could be interesting. Because if I could figure that one for me, I'd be really interested. I wonder.
1, 2, 4, 5. This one.
Yes.
Okay, it's Yellow's Panic.
I wonder if we can figure that one out. This one's actually really challenging.
All right.
Let's
see. All right. At some point, we'll have an integration such that you can just tag
grab from issues directly.
Yeah. But until then, copy and paste. We'll copy in all this stuff.
Okay.
So what is it? Okay, so there's panic when hovering over captured error from catch. Okay, so there's some panic. And then this is the thing, okay, which calls the process. Okay, so this is the repro, okay. All right, well, let's see if this works.
Yeah. Okay, a lot of data for there. Okay, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Hopefully it fits inside the context window. Okay.
It's a bug in ZLS. I mean, they're not wrong.
Okay. No, we got to reprompt it. This is a cop-out answer. Okay.
If you use the edit button, I added as well, actually.
Boom. What didn't you add, Auguste? There's so much. Okay, I need to implement a fix in code for this issue. Can you help me, or can you suggest some files I should take a look at and hypothesize what the root cause might be? Okay.
Let's hope. Let's see what happens.
Fingers crossed. Okay. It says, it looks like it's panicking when trying to access the name token field.
Okay.
Hold on.
Well, this is extremely bold. Okay, I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
This is a lot of stuff, but let's see if it's actually. Okay, so it looks like, okay, well, first of all, what files did it read? These are the files it read. Bunch of Zig files. And it looks.
It's some weird files to pick there, but I mean, interesting.
Weird files.
Slightly weird, but let's see.
All right, based on the error message, it looks like ZLS is panicking when trying to access the name token field of a null AST node. Does that sound plausible?
Let me pull up the issue. I haven't looked at the issue completely. Let me look at it and I can tell you. But if that is plausible, huh?
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, that is plausible. Extremely plausible, actually. Yeah. This is impressive.
Interesting. So you think that there's some code path where like the thing, it returns like a null AST
On the
node for
name.
some reason.
Yeah. It keeps elaborating too, so I'm interested here.
Yeah,
Some files
okay,
I would
so
investigate.
files malformed in some way, maybe. Or okay, yeah, this seems most plausible to me. There's an edge case.
Definitely.
It's not properly handling a null node. So thinks you should look at this ast.zig file.
Oh yeah. So this is where we have to do like all the handling. So you probably want to control F.
Oh, dude, this is a long
It's a
file.
lot. Yeah.
Man.
But yeah, these are all files I would look at.
Is it common Zig to have files that are like more than 1,000 lines long?
It depends on the context. This is just ZLS. It's weird, but it gets the job done mostly.
Cool.
But these are really good suggestions, actually. Yeah. Wow, I'm impressed. But this is impressive.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I always like to hear that. I feel like one of the things about large language models is that like they're surprisingly good in some use cases and then just like surprisingly bad in some like very simple cases. And a lot of your first impression of whether they'll be useful to you is kind of like colored by like which use case you land on in your first experience. So it's kind of like mind bendy to consider that like, these are reasonably good suggestions, but like earlier I wasn't even able to like answer a simple question using the context in the file in front of it.
But I think it shows you like more information, like more context really improves stuff. And so, with our context, I think it's a really interesting proposition, right?
Yeah. Okay, cool. So we're run up on the end time here, but one of the things I always like to ask is Cody to try to like introspect into the creator's mind. Why did the creator of ZLS create it?
Oh, okay.
Let's see what it answers. Oh no.
I mean,
made an educated guess. I mean, if I didn't know anything about ZLS, I'm like, oh, Zig, yeah. Andrew Kelly.
That is the reasons, I mean, yeah.
The reasons seem reasonable. It just didn't do the attribution properly.
Yeah, I think I'd say number one is the most important for me. Yeah. So.
Yeah. That's another thing that we should do with Cody is give it access to the Git history in some form or another. Like either
Git history, like issues and PRs would be like crazy.
Yeah, totally. Either we would like just search over the commits and add that as context, or the other way to do this is like give Cody the ability to invoke Git and then have it try to like generate the necessary Git command to provide itself the context it needs to answer the question. But cool. All right. Well, thanks for walking me through this library and for fact checking Cody. Anything else that you want to like cover or mention here?
I mean, not really. I'm just super happy we got to use Cody. We got to use like the simple stuff too, by chance. Really fun. So yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
I think it's all part of kind of like the same package. Like the language models are good at suggesting high level stuff and giving you like the rough shape of what the answer might be. And in some cases, like, taking an issue description, suggesting some good starting points. But when you get down to like the nitty gritty precise details, like I often find myself going back and doing like searches or find references and things like that. So I think these two things are very highly complementary. And
absolutely.
Thank you, Auguste, for working on both sides of this. You made some contributions to Cody. You made some contributions to our symbol navigation as well. So a lot more to come there. But thanks for helping us build this, and thanks for taking the time now.
Thank you.